Hi, I'm 12 News meteorologist TJ Del Santo. We're going to have a look back at the storm from January 25th, 26th, that snowstorm that impacted our area. We're classifying it as a major winter storm here in southern New England because of the big impact that it had to travel. And let's face it, most spots got a foot of snow or more here in southern New England. So, yeah, we're calling it a major storm. We had that widespread precipitation working across the country, impacting us mostly on Sunday, but we actually got a couple more inches in spots Monday evening. In fact, you can see all the heavy bands of snow working throughout the day on Sunday. And then Monday evening, a little bit more of snow. Here is the accumulation map that we really didn't change much over the days leading up to it. Potential for 18 inches or more in northern Rhode Island. Generally fairly widespread area of 12 to 18 inches expected, maybe a little bit less at the south coast. And the reason for less snow at the south coast was the possibility of some sleet mixing in, which it did, but the problem is it snowed so heavily, so quickly, and it was kind of a fluffy snow piled up a little bit more quickly than anticipated and in spots. So we showed you the town by town forecast over the days leading up to the storm. Here's what we forecasted. This was the last forecast that we made Sunday morning before the snow started. And you can see we were expecting some pretty large amounts. So we're going to grade ourselves. Here's how we did. I think overall we did pretty good. The smiley faces represent where we did really well, where we were within the range of the forecast compared to what fell. And I gave myself an inch off. Like if I was a Barrington, let's say it snowed 17 inches and we were forecasting 10 to 16. That's a good forecast. It fell right within the range in Barrington. If we were a couple inches off, we call that a little bit off. More than 3 inches, that wasn't a good forecast. All right, so a lot of smiley faces on here. We were within range or within an inch of the range. Johnston, you got a little bit more than 12 to 18 inches in spots, more like 18, 19 inches. Another spot, Little Compton and Tiverton. In Rhode Island, they were tough forecasts. You ended up getting some pretty large amounts of snow on the order of 14, 15 inches or so. So didn't do too well there. I think most spots we did okay across the rest of the area. Warren, you ended up with 19 inches. We were forecasting 10 to 16 though, but I think overall we did good. We'll give ourselves an A minus for Rhode Island. Here's Southeastern Mass, Bristol County. I think overall we did very well. The one big exception, I think, was Acushnet. We didn't do too well in Acushnet. They got a report. We had a report of 14 and a half inches to 15 inches or so. So we were more than 3 inches off in Acushnet. Everywhere else, we were on target or within an inch or so of what we were expecting. So we did pretty good. Now, Westport and Dartmouth, some spots ended up with about 13 inches of snow, so we did okay there. New Bedford, north end of town especially, ended up close to 15 inches of snow, so we did pretty well there. So overall, I think we'll give ourselves an A for Bristol County, Massachusetts, an A minus for Rhode Island. I think we did okay for this storm. It was generally a 12 to 18 inch snowstorm across the region. We got the potential for another storm over this coming weekend. Will it stay offshore? Will it have more of an impact to us? Yet to be seen. We'll be watching it very closely over the coming days.